Hi there, in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make guitar Afrobeat in the style of Omahlay, Tems and Victony, and I'm so sure you guys will love this. Without further ado, let's get started. So basically guys, this is going to be more of a breakdown of a particular loop I was working on, and this is what the beat sounds like. So guys, the very first thing I did for this beat was basically to set the tempo to be 105, which is something not too fast and not too slow basically. And the very first instrument I played was this amazing guitar called Ilya Efimov, and this is what I played basically using this plugin. And that is basically what this beat is actually built upon. And one interesting thing I did to this guitar was to send it to the mixer channel and send in a reverb into it, and I used my favorite guitar plugin, which is called Vala Vintage Reverb. Such an amazing plugin, and just with the default preset inside of this plugin, it made it sound like this. Without the reverb, it sounds like so dry. And to keep the rhythm going, I added this muted guitar, and what it pretty much played was very simple. Yeah, just to keep that rhythm going. And one interesting thing I did that you can also note down using your music production is the fact that I took it off the grid a bit, changing my snap to 1/4. You will notice that the second notes are not perfectly on grid, and that was intentional because I want this swing effect. And if I decide to quantize it in a way whereby it is perfectly on grid, it's going to sound like this. Yeah, so not bad really, but because it's Afrobeats and the rhythm is more so important to us even than having it perfectly on the grid, I'm just going to take it off the grid just a bit. Yeah, and like he gave me the vibe I want. And another thing to also note is the fact that I worked on the velocity just to ensure that the notes are not sounding robotic. And so far this is what we have. And next up, to further complement this muted guitar, I added another plucky sound, and this time this sound was picked from the default plugin inside of FL Studio called Flex, and I'm using a preset called Droplet, and this is what the preset played basically. Yeah, it's something similar to what the muted play, but this time I just added some few changes here and there. And then playing the pluck sound and the muted guitar sound, and the main guitar that we have is going to sound like this. So next up, we're going to talk about the bass line, which is really one of my favorite part of this beat. Also, the bass guitar sound was gotten from Flex, and there's this amazing preset I love to use. It's called the BB Flat Wound Edgy, and it's under the Essential Bass Guitars. And this is what the bass guitar played basically. And I must say, the source in this bass is the fact that when you hit it hard, that slow that you get, guys, it can transform your beats because it makes you feel like you are playing a real bass guitar because of those bass guitar slides. In context with what we have before, it's going to sound like this. Alright, so guys, moving to the Topline Melody, what I used basically was a flute sound from Nexus, and the preset I used is called Dance Piccolo, one of my favorite presets inside of Nexus, and this is basically what the flute played. So basically what I did was, there was an initial melody I had in my head when I was creating this beat, but I thought of switching it up on the second part and playing the harmony of what I played in the first part. So if you listen at this part, I was playing. So that note at this point was basically an harmony of what I was playing in the first part. Nothing really, special or different. It's just like I was playing the harmony of that particular melody I had in the first part, more like the alto part of that melody. So in context with the main guitar, the bass guitar, the pluck, the muted guitar, and the top line melody, we have this. And that's pretty much what our melody is made up of. Quickly, I'm going to talk about the drums, which is, one of my favorite parts too. Although it's nothing too, too complex, something very simple. So we have our kick going in just the regular kick, constant kick. And then, I have this top loop, basically rim shots and percussions. Yes, simple drum pattern. Then next up, I added this percussion loop from Afrobeat production sheet. Yeah, sweet. And in context with the kick and the top loop, it sounds like this. Yeah, and to take it a step further, I added this first shaker loop. Just to keep that bounce going. Then I added another shaker loop. Yeah, and to also take it another step further, I added the third and the final shaker loop. And then for the last things I did, I added some impact and FX sounds. Yeah, some basic transition for the beat. So guys, we'll be listening to this beat from the beginning to the end with just some little arrangements I already did, and I'll just let you guys listen and enjoy it. So that'll be all for this video, guys. I hope you have been able to learn something from the beat creation process, right from where we started from and up until this point. If you find value in this video, kindly hit that like button, and if you are new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for subsequent and amazing updates from this channel. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.